Alrighty, what we're going to try to do today is replace the SSD in a Legion Go S and then flash it with SteamOS, which I have on this little flash drive. So at the moment it's on Windows actually. Before I've got to do all this through, so I've got to put it into secure boot. So apparently hold power plus volume and power once. Wait for the boot menu to come up. We want to go into, okay, we've got to use touchpad, which is dodgy. BIOS setup. Come on down. More settings. We need security tab. Yep, still can't use them. Over to secure boot. Well, yeah, secure boot, disable. Right. Just check a couple of settings. Okay, we can get out of that. F10. I haven't got F10. Just exit. Come on. Save changes. No, go down. Save changes. Okay, exit. Yes. Okay, so turn off secure boot. Then once it comes on, I'm going to have to turn it off again. It's going to reset. Then we can start taking it apart, because we don't want Windows on it, because it's going to run better with Steam. Well, hopefully it's going to run better with Steam. The game should run better. I mean, Windows ain't bad because you can use some of your streaming services and you can download from Game Pass. But as Game Pass is getting so expensive, I shan't be bothering upgrading or keeping Game Pass anymore. So there's no point. And I particularly hate Windows. Right, so let me get into this. And then I should shut it down. Shut down. Because we really hate Windows and these things. And then we open her up. Take out the drive, put a new one in, and then flash it with Steam. So start getting some of these screws when it's finished. Okay, we got 3 on the bottom. Let's get these off. So if you're doing this, just be very careful, take your time, don't rush. And mine isn't a guide, it's just what I'm doing myself. So if you're going to do it yourself, I suggest you go and watch another guide. There's plenty of guides online, and do it at your own risk, because obviously you can damage your device. So I'm not telling you to do it, it's just I'm particularly doing it because I don't want Windows and I want a bigger hard drive. Okay, we have to get this off. So we need to try and get trying to not scratch anything. I'm going to probably have to try, I'm going to get this off without breaking it. Get under there. It's not difficult once you get it started. Come on, come off. Right, you're going to have to give me a few minutes because I need this off. Here we go. It's always horrible taking off bits of plastic because it sounds like you're going to break something. We're getting there. As I said, just take your time. There's no need to rush anything. Apparently this is pretty sturdy, but I'd still take your time because you do not want to break anything. This is on pretty tight, so I don't want to snap anything. There we go. There's always that risk. This could be on tighter than other people's ones. It's never been taken off by the look of it, so it is definitely factory. And be careful you don't restart your machine again. Just let me go down here. I think you can put it into a battery. Oh, there we go. Oh, I don't like taking plastic bits off. Another screw here, two here for the bumpers, and these have to come off because there's two more screws underneath. But they don't come off, you just loosen them, the ones underneath. But as I said, when you're doing anything, just be very careful. You do not want to break anything. So these black screws are for the bumpers, so just remember that. Now the bumpers there should unclip. Yep, there we go, there's one. There's a captive screw in there. Doesn't come out, just loosen it off. This one stays in. Just be careful. It's quite tight. So get a bit of angle on this for myself. So I don't want to strip it. But here we go. Yep. That one just basically stays in there. Captive ones. So don't try and force them out because they won't. Well, they probably would come out, but I wouldn't do it. But the bumper screws do come out, and they're black, so they're different to the case ones. The way I saw somebody do this online is hold the trigger down. Yeah, hold the trigger down and then just gently pop off the bumper. And I would use plastic picks. I wouldn't use metal. I have seen people use metal, but I would be extremely worried. There you go. So I'm putting him over there. Now you loosen off this one. So don't take this one out. And now probably the worst bit now is getting the thing apart without damaging anything, making all these horrible clicky noises that you hate because you think it's going to snap. So give me a minute and we will try and get the back off without doing any damage. Let's try in there. This is going to be a nasty bit. I'm going to get just turned it on. That's exactly what I said not to do. So I'm going to have to turn that off in a minute. Okay, let's just turn it back off. Yep, I think this is going to be the worst bit, is getting the back part. It is on there very tight. It doesn't if you don't drop your pick. All my screws out. He thinks this is going to be a bit of a pig. Just bear with me when I... There we go. It is coming off. Yes. Again, just take your time. Don't rush nothing. You don't want to break any of the clips. And I would definitely suggest you have a plastic pick and don't use metal, because if you slip you could do a lot of damage. Try not to turn it on again when you're clicking it, because that's going to be a pain in the backside if it keeps turning on. Oh, don't you hate taking plastic pieces apart, all these noises. Okay, he's getting there, he's getting there. Come on. Just make sure we've got these open enough. Yeah, captive ones are off enough. We're getting there. Here we go. This side. So if yours hasn't been apart again, it's going to be quite a tight. We're off. There we go. Okay, that's horrible. Trying to take a new device apart without breaking anything. Okay, another step is undo the battery before you take the hard drive out, because that is important. We don't want to short anything out. Again, careful with the battery. You don't want to damage any part of this. Battery out. Keep that out of the way for a minute. Again, I would push the power button a couple of times just to get any energy that's left inside out. Right, now should be the fun part. I'm putting a 1 terabyte in for the moment because that's all I could afford. We're taking up 512 gig Windows drive. I'm going to keep that separate, so I keep it in here because it's still Windows and we can always go back. Interesting, this has got a felt pad. I might try and get that over, but now it's just going to unscrew. Just be careful again unscrewing anything in here with metal tools, because you do not want to slip. Okay, drive out. Big fat heat pad there. If I can get that little bit of a, yeah, I think I might be able to stick that back on. So in with our new drive, a blank drive, in with the screw. Not too tight, just enough. Let's work out where that was. I'm going to stick this little bit of foam back on that was on the other drive. That's probably maybe a bit lower, but I think I'll just stick it there just to see. Might need that. Okay, this is the Windows drive. This is going to be kept safe just in case this doesn't work. We can go back, because you never know, it might not work. Okay, done. Plug the battery back in. Might be an idea, otherwise it won't work. So we'll get that back in carefully. Okay, now put it back together, which is a reverse of taking it apart. So the drive's in. Get this back on if we can without damaging anything. Best to go over there. Come on. It's never going to be easy, is it? Oh, we're there. really hate the sound of that plastic. Okay, so we've got to try and get these screws out a bit because they're going to stop it going back in, aren't they? Don't you hate that noise? Right. Get the screws back in. Doesn't have to be, you know, just take your time. Make sure everything's back. Ooh. Isn't that horrible? Brand new device and you've taken it apart and cracking all the bits back. Let's do bumpers back on. Make sure we get these back in properly. No, you definitely got it the wrong way around because I did it upside down, didn't I? Black screws for the bumpers. Not sure if that's back in properly. Yep, good, all good. One more black screw. Make sure you put the black ones in because that's what comes out. Be careful when you're screwing this in because you've got the vents right there. You don't want to slip and stick one in the vent. Middle screw by the ports. Again, be extra careful because you are right next to USB. You don't want to slip. Sorry, I'm knocking camera. Right, now this back on. Make sure you get this on the right way. Should go back fairly, yep. Just clips back in. Try not to touch the button because it's not going to do anything. Bottom screws in. Now, I already downloaded the Steam recovery image onto my PC and I flashed it onto a drive. I'm just hoping that it's going to work. It should do. I've watched a lot of guides online, which I suggest you do. Don't use my guide as a guide. I'm just showing you what I'm doing. But there's some much better guides than really explaining all the details of how to download the Steam image and all the steps to go through. But this is what I'm doing. I've already watched the guides loads of times. I'm hoping I've got everything right. Okay, now my Steam image is on here, so we're going to plug this in. If you haven't got a USB-C drive, don't worry, you can get a dongle and plug in your drive. Now again, volume up and power once. It's coming back on. Get to the menu, hopefully. We hope. Let's see if we get to the boot menu. At the moment we are not. So we're not getting to a boot menu for some reason. Maybe it's taking a while. Let's try again. Right, that time we got to the boot menu, so pick obviously our drive, should be there. And hopefully if this works, we should be installing Steam. So far looking good. Bit of a panic there because it wasn't getting into boot menu. Be patient. Let's see if this works. We get back to the Steam, to re-image Steam. Oh, maybe we're getting there. We hope. Oh yes, look at that. Okay, so now we want, that was a bit of a worry there, but it's working. Wipe device and install Steam. We proceed. Yep. Right, and it is started. I don't know how long this will take, so if it takes a long time I'll whiz forward. But hopefully it shouldn't take too long. So we are now imaging my fresh drive with Steam, and hopefully when this is done it'll reset and we will come back with a Steam version. Hopefully. If all goes well. Yeah, it's counting up. 37 secs, 104 megabytes. If this takes too long, I will just whiz through this bit in fast forward because I really don't know how long it take. He says that and it goes off. So if this works, we should be brought to the Steam setup page where you put your details in, and then you should be at your Steam menu where you can download all your Steam games. If this works. But we will see, won't we? I have reboot now, so the machine turned itself off. Okay, so we're rebooting. Let's see what happens now. I probably should have took the memory stick out, but let's see what happens. I think I didn't get that one in properly, did I not? Nope. Yes, I did. Okay, will we have a Steam Legion Go, or will we have nothing? Because it didn't work. Let's see. Ooh, I do believe it worked. I hope. Yeah, there we go. Steam setup. So I shall set it up and I shall be back in a sec. Right, just put my password in for me. Okay, we have an error already, so let's see what's going to happen. Okay, so finally, when I remembered my password, we are back. We are now into Steam, and these show you your Steam library. But I'd say go and see if there's any. Yes, these are software updates. Very important. Go and have a look what updates there are, which is going to be a few updates. Go for developer mode, because it's going to take a few goes to update it. Apparently there will be quite a few updates. It's worth checking and going for updating. Let's just go down to developer, enable developer. See what's in here, and then we're going to keep updating until it doesn't need any updates anymore. Right, let's just update, see what updates we got when we restart. There might be a few updates, so just update it as much as you need, and then you should have Steam on your Legion Go S. And that's basically, yeah, as I said, do it at your own risk. And there's plenty of other demonstrations and other guides on YouTube, which are probably much better than mine. But this is just me doing it because I wanted to have a Steam version, and I wanted to see if I could do it. Upgrade the hard drive, which is this one I got. I got 1 terabyte. Okay, so that's back, and we'll check again to see if there's any more updates. Then we're going to download some. Obviously, the lights don't work at the moment. I don't think the trackpad doesn't work at the moment, but apparently there will be an update. Everything else works apart from the lights and the trackpad. I did update Windows fully, but it still doesn't work. So there will be apparently an update coming soon in Steam to allow this to work. The lights you can easily fix by downloading Decky Loader, so I should do that in a bit once I've got Decky Loader down and get some bits down. Anyway, there you go. I hope you enjoyed this. You can give us a like if you would, and as I said, if you do your own, do it at your own risk. Just take your time, be careful, follow the steps in different YouTube videos, and you should be good to go. Thank you very much.